Good evening, welcome to the Fire Burns Within channel again. Another video, this time catering to my other loves, my other musical loves, namely Melodic Rock and Aor. Now I'm sort of like, I started off being a strong metalhead, being into thrash, heavy death metal, power metal. And then slowly, as I've grown older, I embrace the softer forms of rock music. I don't know. I just love Aor melodies. What can I say? It captivates me. It captures my listening habit a lot of the time. But I do like to mix it up. I mean, I'll listen to all kinds of music in the rock and metal field in the main. I don't really listen to other forms, religiously. I'll listen to just rock, heavy metal, thrash, power, death. But I do love Aor, which is quite rare. I mean, to find someone who does like it all. But it's good to have a good variety of taste. Anyway, this video is about my 25 favorite Aor melodic rock albums from the last 5 years, not including 2020, as it's not finished. And there's been some good killer Aor albums this year, Aor melodic rock, but those are for the end of the year and another discussion. So let's go to 2019. I've got 5 albums from 2019 to mention. Actually, from the 25, I own 11. So I'm getting about halfway there. Some of them are quite hard to trace and quite expensive as well. But I do own 11. A couple of them I've just bought recently, which I'm waiting for them to arrive. But anyway, 2019, let's get on with this. The first one is one of the best Aor bands in modern times. They've had 4 albums and they are all killer. It's Work of Art from Sweden and the Exhibits album from last year. Just an awesome album. All their albums are awesome. This one is as awesome as the rest. Lars Safsund, the singer, that guy, he's one of the best, if not the best, Aor singer in the world today, in my opinion, of course. Next album is the mighty Eclipse and Paradigm. Eclipse, I mean, I just love to death. I'll be going on and on about Eclipse till I'm blue in the face. I love these guys too much. I mean, Eric Martinson, the guy can do no wrong. I mean, he's got so many projects. I'm going to be mentioning him a few times, don't worry. He's got a lot of projects. Frontiers, they get him to write songs for a lot of different projects. All of them are killer. I mean, the guy can do no wrong. Paradigm is an awesome album. It's an edgy, melodic, hard rock album. Great vocals from Eric himself and great songs. The third album from 2019 is a project band called the Defiance. It's hard to say that. And the album is Zakusho. The Defiance is a band consisting of Danger members with Paul Lane. He was an ex-singer of Danger before Ted Poley. Their first album is awesome, and this is awesome. Zakusho is even a little bit heavier than the first album. If you like melodic rock, heavy, hard-hitting melodic rock, you're gonna love the Defiance and Zakusho. Next album, the fourth one from 2019, is Gathering of Kings and First Mission. This is like a project album from a Swedish guy who writes all the songs and gets a vast array of talented melodic rock Aor people to do guest spots, vocals, instruments. Every song is killer though. He's the main songwriter, so he's the one who's sort of like, he's engineering everything. It's his plan, but This album is awesome. It's like very catchy, melodic, hard rock. Some songs are harder, some songs a bit softer, different vocalists. Just an awesome album. They've actually released an album this year as well. They did 2 albums in 2 years. But obviously I'm not mentioning the 2020 albums. But suffice to say that the 2021 kicks ass big time. But from 19 we've got Gathering of Kings, First Mission. The 5th album from 2019 I want to mention is Find Me and Angels in Blue. Find Me is the vehicle for Robbie LeBlanc, and Daniel Flores is the main songwriter. He's like he's a fairly well used guy from the Frontiers label. I mean, they use him a lot. He used to have his own band, Mind's Eye, quite a progressive band. But then he's in other bands as well. He's just a great songwriter, great arranger, Daniel Flores. But Find Me, they've had 3 albums and they're all amazing. I mean, Find Me is all about Mr. Robbie LeBlanc, the singer. That guy, I swear, him and Lars Sapsland, they battle each other for my what do you call it? My hearing time, like listening time. I either listen to Lars's bands or I listen to Robbie LeBlanc. I mean, I love Robbie's vocals. His vocals are just very awesome. It's a little bit more mature, like because he's a little bit older than Lars. Lars can sound like slightly boyish, while Robbie LeBlanc is all man. You know, but he's just got an awesome voice. I mean, I can hear him sing anything really. Okay. Let's move on to the 2018 albums. The first one is the Night Flight Orchestra, Sometimes the World Ain't Enough. The Night Flight Orchestra, what can I say? At the beginning, on their early album, I wasn't like fully sold, but from the last 2, I'm just fully on board. They're just awesome. I mean, they've got this great feel to their music. It's like a mix between very late 70s and mid 80s classy melodic AOR. I mean, the vocals from Speed Street, they're just superb. His voice is like absolutely superb. I talked about Lars, I've talked about Robbie LeBlanc, and now Speed Street. The guy is just superb. Next album from 2018 is the project band WET and the album Earth Rage. This is an awesome album. I mean, Eric, Jeff Scott Soto and Robert Sal from Work of Art. Basically, it sounds like an Eclipse album, but with Jeff singing it. It's quite heavy, it's very melodic, fantastically produced. I mean, you just can't go wrong with WET. They're just awesome. Any of their albums is awesome, but Earth Rage is definitely their best one. Third album to mention from 2018 is a Swedish band called Cry, and it's spelled Creye. It's a self-titled album. This is a pure AOR album. This is not a melodic rock, because it doesn't have any edge or real heaviness, but it's crystal clear. You know, very much like Work of Art. It's very pure AOR. I mean, there's no like different things going in. It's not really progressive at all. It's just classic melodic AOR. It's a great album, great start, and I'm really looking forward to more from Cry. The next album, also the same. Their band is called Care of Night, and the album is Love Equals War. This album is slick. It's very clean AOR again. It's got a little bit of edge, but not too much. The singer is awesome. The songs are slightly progressive in nature here and there. I mean, they're not completely straight AOR, but very cool as well. Their first album is actually very awesome. I think that came out, if I'm not wrong, that came out slightly before my timeline of 2015. because it's not made my list. No, it has. Sorry, we'll get there. We'll get there. So this is the second. This is the first appearance by Care of Night. Love Equals War. Very awesome. The fifth album from 2018 is State of Salazar and Superhero. This is a typical Swedish AOR band. I mean, very similar to Care of Night, very similar to Cry. It's slick, catchy, well produced, clean, melodic AOR. Great vocals. I mean, they come out with this stuff in Sweden like it's nothing. Like it's just off a conveyor belt, you know. This classic melodic style of AOR. Super stuff. Right, 2017 was a bumper year for AOR. I've picked actually 7 albums from 2017. Because 2017 was just it's a standout year for melodic rock AOR. The top album from 2017 was Harem Scarem's United. This album was just something else. I mean, I do like Harem Scarem. They're very cool, the Canadians. Harry Hess, the singer, he's got a very nice voice. It's slightly throaty, but very melodic. And Harem Scarem have had a long career, a lot of albums. Some good, some not so good. But I think United, it's better than any of their albums for me. I mean, people mention Mood Swings for Harem Scarem as being their best, and the self-titled one as well, but to me, I think United is easily their best. They released an album this year as well, which obviously I'm not talking about in this video, but it's not as good as United in my opinion. United really knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's just an immense set of songs. And this is one band I've yet to see live. I don't even think they've played the UK. I'm not sure, but we'll see if they ever come in the future. The next album was a debut album from a Finnish band, a new AOR band. The AOR fans will know this one. It's One Desire and their debut self-titled album. It came out of nowhere and blew everyone away. It's just an awesome album. So melodic, so melodic. Good little bit of edge in the guitars. Great riffs. Really killer, clean vocals. Just it's just pure ear candy when you listen to One Desire. Next band, another biggie, and I mean 2017 was like a magic year for melodic rock AOR. It's Brother Fire Tribe and Sunbound. I mean, I love Brother Fire Tribe. They're just awesome. I've seen them live a couple of times as well. Just an awesome band. I mean, Sunbound was classic. I mean, it was so melodic, good edge, great riffs. Pekka, the singer, Pekka Heino, he's an awesome singer. What can I say? At this time, what's his name was still in the band. Empu from Nightwish, he was still in the band, but he's left now. And they're going to release a new album not too long, I think, because I've heard the new singles and they sound really quite good. But I'm looking forward to the new album. But Sunbound was awesome. I mean, it's 2017 was so hard to separate between all the AOR bands that I loved. And the next one I mentioned, it's Lionville's A World of Fools. Lionville, they decided to get Lars Safsund in from Work of Art, and well, obviously it's not gonna fail because the guy can sing anything. Lionville is awesome. They're mainly Italian guys led by Stefano Leonetti. That's how they get their name, Lionville Leonetti. He's an amazing songwriter, that guy. He used to sing, and he sings one song every now and then, but you don't need to when you've got Lars. I mean, Lars, he's just something else. I've finished saying enough about him. And that album is awesome. And of course, they've just released a new album, Magic is Alive, which we're not talking about in this video, but just a quick mention for it. The next album to mention, also a debut album from a sort of manufactured band. It's Tokyo Motor Fist's self-titled debut. This was an awesome album. This is Ted Poley on vocals from Danger Danger, and Steve Brown from Trickster, I believe, and a couple of other guys whose names escape me. But those are the two main guys. Trickster guy and the Ted Poley, of course, the legendary singer of Danger Danger. This was an awesome album. I mean, very catchy songs. The production was slightly off. I mean, I heard a lot of complaints about the production on Tokyo Motor Fist, but I didn't mind it. It was sort of like pretty heavy, but not crystal clear. A little bit muddy, but it's a minor complaint. But the songs were awesome. And again, like a lot of these bands, Tokyo Motor Fist have just recently released an album called Lions this year, and it's just so amazing. I mean, it is so amazing. I don't want to talk too much about 2020 releases, but just a quick mention that I do know that Lions is amazing. Two more albums from 2017. 2017 never ended for me. Oh, it was just awesome. The next band is called Wildness, and it was a self-titled album. This album came out of the blue. I didn't really know Wildness well at all. I mean, I'd heard them in passing, but this album blew me away. This is like very catchy, edgy hard rock, melodic hard rock. Very good singer, killer tunes. I mean, very good guitar riffs. Just awesome. I mean, if you like any of these other albums I've mentioned, you're gonna love Wildness. They're gonna release a new album soonish, I think, but the only thing is they've lost this singer. This singer is no longer in the band, which is a damn shame because he was awesome. I still look forward to their album, obviously, but with slight trepidation because I'm not 100% sure about the new singer. I've heard him. They've released like an older song with him singing new, but we'll see. And the seventh album from 2017, I have to mention. I cannot not mention it. It's my old mate Eric again, Eric Martinson with Eclipse and the album Monumentum. I mean, I just have to mention Eclipse. I can't go through that year and not give a mention to Monumentum. I mean, Eclipse albums, latter day Eclipse albums are just all killer. There's no filler, there's no wasted moments in sight. I mean, it's just awesome. Okay, moving on to 2016. 4 albums I've picked from 2016, as I picked so many from 2017. I had to lessen the count for 2016 because we've only got 25 albums in total. So the first album from 2016, yes, it's my old mate Eric. He's back again. It's another one of his projects that Frontiers asks him to do. It's the self-titled album from Nordic Union. Yeah, this was awesome. This is with Ronnie Atkins, the singer from Pretty Maids. I actually didn't include the follow-up album Notice, Second Coming. It is awesome, but just there was other things I needed to include before Second Coming. But Nordic Union's album is very awesome. I mean, both their albums are awesome. I'm not like a massive fan of Ronnie Atkins's vocals because he can be a bit rough sounding, but he's very melodic. But he's got his own style. Like he's a little bit like Yawn, but I don't know. Of all the sort of rough power singers, I prefer Yawn. But anyway, the songwriting is awesome. I mean, it's pretty much like an Eclipse album, very crunchy, very melodic. It's just a different vehicle for Eric's songs to get out there, and the boy has got songs galore. Like, one after the other. He's like a factory. I mean, people complain that, okay, all his songs start to sound the same, but I could never complain about that. When the song is awesome, I can listen to it in different chunks, different titles. It's just the same for me. Okay, the second album from 2016 is Sunstorm, Edge of Tomorrow. Sunstorm is a vehicle for Mr. Joe Lynn Turner, the legend. He's an awesome singer, very throaty, very melodic. Obviously people know him from Rainbow. I mean, Sunstorm he's had a lot of albums with. Some of them I don't love all the album, but Edge of Tomorrow, it was a classic. It's an awesome album. The third album from 2016 featuring, it's like a manufactured band from Frontiers. It's called First Signal, featuring Harry Hess, the singer of Harem Scarum, and it's called One Step Over the Line. This was an awesome album. I mean, this was like pretty much, I mean, it sounds like a Harem Scarum album because Harry is singing, but it's also slightly different. It's got a bit more pace, very catchy choruses, a little bit more than say Harem Scarum might do. But I mean, but when Harry sings, I mean, he captures you. He's an awesome singer himself. The melodies are very cool and the songwriting is very cool. Okay, the fourth album and last one from 2016 is a band called Seven, and the album is called Shattered. Seven was like a old melodic rock band in the 90s that tried to make it and failed, and then they went away, and then about a few years ago they just came back out of the blue. They I think their record label told them, well, why don't you come back, record this, and they did, and the album was awesome. It's like killer melodic hard rock / AOR. Very good singer. The singer is called Mick Devine. He's an English guy. It's an English band. I mean, but I think the boost for it to come back was from Sweden. I think one Swedish guy, he said to them, well, why don't you come and re-record the first album if you like, or just make some new songs, and they did. And then this is the second album, Shattered, which they did after the success of the first. A very awesome second follow-up. Very catchy, a little bit edgier, a little bit more heavy. Very cool melodic rock. Okay, moving on to 2015. I've got 4 albums to mention here that will take me to my 25 count. First one, it's Find Me and Dark Angel. I think this is the best Find Me album. It's obviously Mr. LeBlanc, I've already mentioned him. The songs are the best. I think the production is really good, crisp, clean, and it's got Robbie LeBlanc. I mean, I'll just listen to anything that man sings, so I'm there. Especially like when he's doing it with great songs like this. Okay, this was the one I mentioned earlier. It's the debut album from Care of Night from Sweden called Connected. This album is just plain awesome. I mean, this is classic. This is awesome AOR. This is like a 10 out of 10 AOR for me. I mean, I just love this album. The second one I mentioned in 2018, Love Equals War, was very good, but Connected, every song is just classic melodic AOR. Just awesome stuff. 2 more albums to mention before we wrap this video up. The first one is a project album. The band is called S.A.Y. I'm not sure what it stands for, but I think it's an amalgamation of the 2 guys' names or something like that. I'm not sure, or maybe it stands for something. I'm not 100% sure. The album is called Orion. This was like 2 Swedish guys. Swedes, they know how to do AOR. They are experts at this AOR game. This was a really catchy album, very cleanly produced. This one reminded me very much of Wildness, and their album from 2017. Very clean, very melodic. You know, just awesome album. And the last album to mention from 2015, the 25th album of this video. It's a biggie, a big band, a legendary band. They still got it. They released this in 2015. It's been a while now. Maybe I hope it's not their last, because I think they can still release a good one. But it was Toto and the 14 album. They spell it X1V, so Roman numerals for 14. This was an awesome album. I mean, this was much heavier than I was expecting for Toto to be. I mean, they've still got a nice progressive edge as well. The vocals from Joseph Williams were awesome. I mean, Joseph, he's got a great voice. I even saw them on this tour. They play some songs off it as well as all the classics. Saw them at the Royal Albert Hall, actually. They were just awesome. They played for 2 hours. Killer. And this album is just killer. I mean, I'm not a huge Toto fan or anything, but I couldn't deny this album's rightful place in any good AOR list. I mean, very catchy. They've got their own slightly different style as well, because they're not just full on AOR all the time. They can get progressive, and they can get sort of like slightly yacht rock as well, as everyone knows. But that particular album, very awesome. And I do hope that they eventually get around to recording more music, but I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe they will. Hopefully they will. So there you have it. 25 AOR melodic rock albums recommended from the last 5 years, not including 2020, although I gave some shout outs to 2020 albums as well. Awesome stuff. If you like melodic rock, AOR, and you haven't heard some of these, you probably have. I mean, if you like AOR melodic rock, you should have heard at least half of these, if not more. But if you haven't, then I would definitely check these lot out. Okay, stay tuned. There's still plenty more videos to be made.